Why was it not offered to the guys that's been here 20 years?
We've been through that already, I think.
We haven't been through anything. So you don't have an answer as to why?
I don't have an answer.
Okay. Again, we talked about the good old boy system in the city of Reynolds created a job for the unqualified friend that can't fix water pipes or read the meter or cut the grass when Public Works Department is already short-staffed. If you're gonna create a job that should have been offered to the guys that's been here 20 years, then you started to pay similar to what the guys that have been working on their job 20 years is already making. How is that fair to them? Back in August of last year, when the old council was here, I asked for the time clock, but we're still writing in time. How does that make sense? How are we keeping up with time? Are we letting our employees decide if they're gonna be here just writing in the time, or are we gonna get a time clock that assures us that this is the time that they clocked in and this is the time that they left? You're the HR person, the city clerk. You don't have an answer as to why we don't have a time clock for Public Works.
Well, I mean, we discussed it across the board, it's not just one department or the other.
So nobody has a time clock, nobody's using the time clock.
The council decided we would still do it the way we were doing it, if the council decided.
We voted on getting a time clock
No,
according to those minutes.
the way it ended, the council decided we keep doing it the way we were doing it.
Can we bring up those minutes for our next meeting? Because they're not available on our website, those particular minutes are not there. You said that there's no race issue here, but I'm sure that there's people in this audience that think differently. No race issue here, but when police officers leave the city of Reynolds, the city clerk and Councilmember P wanted to conduct an exit interview with those officers. But when Terry left from Public Works, nobody wanted to conduct an interview with him. By the way, he quit because he was being talked to less than deplorable. He also showed me the messages. He said that he spoke with Ms. Hannah, and he showed her the messages supposedly.
I have not seen any messages, and he told me that he was leaving because he got a better job opportunity for himself.
Okay, so the messages stated that he's a butthole, he ain't good for nothing. That's coming from the Public Works Director. So when we're hiring and people are quitting, if you're gonna do it for one department, you do it all across the board. Nobody's different. Y'all said we do not have funding for the training, yet the mayor, the clerk, and anyone else is going to training, yet Benny and Robert haven't been to training, but they're fixing water pipes and driving, using heavy machinery without training. The city has so much equipment, but the city looks terrible. You spend so much time and money working to beautify a cemetery for the dead, but yet we can't beautify the city for the living. Back in August, a member of this council spoke in my absence that someone that's been here 4 years shouldn't be allowed to say things about the city of Reynolds. But unfortunately, we have constitutional rights, and the First Amendment is freedom of speech. The difference is, I don't throw rocks and hide my hands, and I'll never be a coward. It's nothing like hearing it from the horse's mouth. If you feel like you have been retaliated against by the city of Reynolds, or any wrongdoing that you feel by the city of Reynolds, it's always a good issue and a good way to get in contact with somebody at this table. If not, there's always an option. You can contact the FBI by dialing 304-625-2000. And again, on Main Street, I saw that on there because if I'm speaking, they always get somebody else to speak in reference to me or my household. The police put the speedometer on that street 3 or 4 different times. Am I wrong?
Well, that citizen called me at least 12 times asking for it.
Okay, so was it reported by the police when y'all put the speed there? Did you see anybody speeding?
I know we did, clock one person there. And then, like I said, we monitor every day. We have for the last 3 or 4 days, we've been monitoring. We haven't caught speeding.
Oh, okay. But today, they wanna talk about speeding, so let's have the proof with what you're saying and what they called you about.
I have an FBI number in the police.
304-625-2000.
I'd like to make a question here. What is the problem with the speedometer on that, the speed detection device on Main Street?
What's the problem with it? There's no problem with it. Is there a speed detection on Liberty? Is there a
That's
speed
not-
detection on South?
I'm just asking, what's the problem?
There's no problem with it.
Okay, my point is, if that speedometer stops at one person, it saves one child's life that's living in those apartments over there. It's worth 1,000 times. I see people walking through there all the time.
That's not apartment street.
There's children in that neighborhood, and I don't understand why there's a problem with it.
I live on the street. I sit there every day.
Okay.
I mean, that's how I sit there.